This is the Marvel Infinite Series Thanos Build-A-Figure Fierce Fighters featuring Hellcat. The figure is part of the second wave of 6-inch figures, Marvel Legends 6-inch figures for 2015. Here's the rest of the assortment. She's actually a variant of Spider-Woman. They're both in the same packaging called Fierce Fighters, Combatantes Coriaces, Intrépidas Guerras, Guerrillas Destemidas. So variants, and yet here's the rest of the assortment. So you need only either Hellcat or Spider-Woman to build Thanos and the boys. Okay, she does come with the exact same BAF piece that came with Spider-Woman, the Thanos head and the Thanos left arm, although I wished, as I mentioned in the Spider-Woman review, that perhaps Hasbro could have put the Infinity Gauntlet on one of them and the laughing alternate head sculpt on another one, but alas, Hasbro decided to scrimp money and just do the same thing. So, okay. She also comes with an interesting accessory. This, if you bought the Spider-Man Marvel Legends Series 2 Daredevil, it had the Billy Club that was in white. Now we get the one in black. This one is it's still soft plastic, but definitely a little bit more harder than Daredevil's. But interestingly enough, I don't know why she has this instead of the longbow or a club or something. I have no idea. So anyway, onto the figure. Patsy, what's her name? Hellcat. One of those obscure Avengers characters that came upon the Marvel Universe back in the 80s. And for a time, she did not have, before she really had her psionic powers, before she had those mental psionic psychic powers, she didn't have powers. She actually thought that, well, she wanted to be a superhero. And she put on this costume, and the costume made her believe that she had superpowers. She was a fantastic athlete, martial arts expert, very agile, very strong enough to a certain extent, and the suit somehow psychologically enhanced that. Later on in the continuity, she would achieve some psychic mental abilities that would later help her get respect from the Avengers and help the Avengers in defeating some of the big baddies back in the day. So, not one of those popular characters. Having said that, the figure is not bad. It's a mix mash of several female body molds. It's definitely a smaller body mold, one they used for Spider-Girl in the Spider-Man Marvel Legends figures. Some of the parts are, I think, new. Oh man, what the hell is wrong? Why doesn't she stand up? I had her posed. I had her standing up already. What the hell? Okay. Come on. This is I like this one, the voluptuous female body mold that they used for the Spider-Woman figure and Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel figure. I like this one. This one is a lot thinner, smaller. I think the torso and the thighs, the thinner thighs they used for the Spider-Girl figures. The arms, sadly, are the ones they used for Catwoman. Not Catwoman. Black Cat. Wrong universe. Black Cat, because it has that weird hinge to it. It's supposed to, the Black Cat version, because it was the figure had to hold a whip, and I could understand why the hinge had to go up and down instead of in and out. But for this figure, it would have been better if it went in and out instead of up or down, but they recycled that particular set of arms, so that's what we got. The head sculpt is definitely new. The legs, the lower legs, I think, are particularly new because they're so thin compared to the Spider-Girl figures, which I don't have right now because they're tucked away behind several Spider-Man figures in my Spider-Man shelf. But I thought it was different. But nevertheless, the whole ensemble looks great when you display it on the shelf. But when you start playing with it, when you start trying to get it into poses, it can be a little bit testy. So, a little bit disappointed. I wasn't looking forward to this figure. I had very little hopes for it. Not little hopes, but didn't have high hopes for it. But it was a female figure, and I was greatly interested in getting it. And it disappointed a little bit. So I'm going to give this figure, because it's still a female figure and I like the female figures, it's just going to get an 8 out of 10. A low 8 out of 10 for me. It could have been better. I mean, Hasbro, I mean, it's trying to introduce an obscure character. Might as well make the best of it, right? I mean, give it its best instead of just recycled parts. But what can you do? So there you go, folks. Well, let's go about, before I close the video. Paint apps are okay. If you're looking through several on the pegs, it's the head sculpt that will have the issues. The lipstick will be either up, down, left, or right. The eyes are the whites on the mask. They're going to be painted one lower or inner, or bleeding into the blue. The blue, light blue on her cheeks. Some will bleed into the flesh. Other than that, the yellow painted blue plastic. Yeah, it's gonna come out. As you can see, there's different tone because it's a blue plastic they painted yellow. There's different gradations on her body, so it's not a flat yellow, which is fine. Not too bad. Articulation, it's got a ball jointed neck on a hinge, ball jointed upper torso, ball hinge shoulders and elbows, ball hinge wrists that go up and down, ball jointed hips, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ball hinge ankles with the rocker joints. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this video review. If you did, please click the thumbs up icon at the bottom. Don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Chefatron on YouTube, where I do all my reviews for Marvel, Star Wars, G.I. Joes, and Transformers. On Twitter, on Instagram, I'm at the FX Trans username. On Twitter, I post my toy hauls. Instagram, my toy sightings locally here in Manila. This has been the Marvel Legends Infinite Series, Thanos Build-A-Figure, Fierce Fighters, Hellcat. Thanks for watching.